Yo, what up? Welcome to the Chill Zone. I am Chill Will, aka Chill Will the Don on Xbox Live, and on behalf of Unpopular Media, I'm about to give y'all my top 5 Nintendo 64 games. Check them out, bruh. At number 5, I had to go with WWF No Mercy. Yeah, this was a dope game, man. It came out in 2000, the year after WWF WrestleMania. Pretty much the same game, they just added a whole bunch of stuff, but one thing they did cut out that was kind of lame was they didn't have it where you actually get in the ring. He goes from the entrance stage down the ramp, and that was pretty much it. But everything else was dope. The creative player, nuts. The gameplay was crazy. Was cheesy back in the day. Looking at it now, all the players look like they got a printout pasted across their face, but it was still a dope game, man. If you was a wrestling head back in the day, you had this. Everybody was getting it. I think it was in a black cartridge, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, it was most definitely a dope game. Yes, at number 4, I had to go with Super Mario 64. In my opinion, one of the most successful or best launch titles ever done, man. That game was so damn sick. You telling me you took a side-scrolling platformer, turned it into a 3D platformer, and it actually worked well. But one of the first to do it. I mean, what I remember best about this game was that the controls was so on point, and the way the camera would just follow them was just perfect, man. No other game did it. It worked well with the analog system, because we all know the N64 had a weird-ass controller. Loved it for some games, and it actually worked really well for this one, and the camera was on point. I mean, everything about it was just dope. Jumping into pictures to start levels, the way you could slide, just the pure movement of Mario was perfect. I love that game. Will always be one of my favorites, man. Yes, number 4, Super Mario 64. At number 3, I got Mario Kart 64. Easily one of the best party games ever. Can we go ahead and give it to him, Mario Kart 64? Let's break it down why. You got up to 4-player multiplayer. You got Grand Prix modes where you can race and try to get the best time, try to get the, the title, get the trophy. Or you got battle modes. You can just race each other, or you can race the computer. I mean, the controls are so simple, anybody can pick up and play. I just loved everything about it. You could drift into turns to get speed boost. When you start in the control, if you hit the trigger at the right time, you may get a speed boost off the start. Holding banana peels just so people couldn't hit you with turtles. Loved everything about this game, man. Yes, Mario Kart 64, number 3. Still one of my favorite racing games of all time. Easily. Yeah, at number 2, I had to go with Goldeneye 007. This should have took my number 1, man, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But Goldeneye 007, dope game. First off, the best movie video game ever done. I can't think of any other, so I'm going ahead and giving it to him. The best movie video game. The single player story, top notch. Multiplayer, top notch. Why? Because anybody can pick it up and play. The amount of modes that you had when you went into the multiplayer. I mean, you can go pistols only, rocket launchers. We would even come in, not even use any guns, just straight chopping motherfuckers, just chopping them. But yes, GoldenEye 007. I mean, the single player, sick. It was sick. You really felt like you was James Bond. Finally, number 1, I had to go with The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. I keep saying it, but yeah, this one is clearly one of my favorite games of all time. When I played this game, it changed me, man. It really made me think. That's why I put it above GoldenEye. Like, that was fun. You could get on multiplayer, all that, but what happens when everybody leaves? You got a game like Zelda to go to, and it was dope. There was so much in it. I mean, I even had to write some shit down. There was day and night cycles. You age over time, you can get different type of armors. The lock-on mechanism when you can use your slingshot or your grapple hook, sick. It's one of the first major RPGs for me, at least. It was one of the first ones. I mean, I know there's classic RPGs, but the action role-playing games, one of the first, and this game really impressed me. Combat system, the gameplay was flawless. When I think back on the Nintendo 64, if I don't say GoldenEye, I think Zelda right away. Zelda is the best game that could have ever been made for that system. I had to go with number 1. Dope. Alright, those are my top 5 Nintendo 64 games. Remember, they're my top 5. If you feel differently, feel free to put yours in the comments, man. Get at me in the messengers, all that there at my ads. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.